talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she be down the ride, oh, I bet that. Ooh.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Everybody good? Everybody cool? Everybody clean? Everybody crisp? Everybody hiring? All right, let's talk, shall we? I made a video about the debt ceiling, and people had some interesting comments about them touching our money. I totally agree, but there is an updated article about it. And before you guys say, why don't you leave the link in the description? Why don't you do like I did and just Google it? Right there. Nonetheless, it's just that it really is hard because it takes too much time. Come on now. All right. This is what it says. The debt ceiling and postal workers. No postal worker or federal retiree will see a gap or reduction in pension payments or health care coverage. The Treasury Department announced on Thursday that the United States government has hit its statutory debt limit. The next several months will be full of political drama with serious risk at hand for working people and working class retirees. Key word was political drama. Hey, please don't. I try to keep this channel politic free. Whoever's in there, they all gonna get paid regardless. While the debt limit was technically reached this week, the Treasury Department has begun certain accounting measures to extend its ability to pay the government bills. Among the extraordinary measures announced by the Treasury that some of the serious concerns the postal workers. The Treasury Department announced it will begin a debt issuance suspension period, which will affect Civil Service Retirement and Disability Fund, the Postal Service Retiree Health Benefit Fund, and the G Fund of the Thrift Savings Plan. Now, if you just watched the other thing that I just did about the funds that we should be invested in, then this really shouldn't affect you that much. Nonetheless, these funds are normally invested in the U.S. Treasury bonds. By suspending the debt issuance, Treasury temporarily saved the interest that would normally be paid into the funds. All right, well, according to what they're saying, Treasury has previously taken similar actions and instance benefits continue to be paid, and the G funds were fully reimbursed for the temporary losses incurred by the funds. Today, the law makes that reimbursement automatic once the debt ceiling issue is resolved. Make no mistake, working people and our unions won't stand for the benefit cuts in exchange for what should be a routine act of Congress, said APWU president. The debt limit has been increased on a bipartisan basis dozens of times before, including 3 times during the last presidency. The cynical hostage taking is unnecessary and dangerous. The APUWU leadership is following the developments closely and will continue to demand our political leaders don't sacrifice working people's benefits in exchange for debt limit increase, and will keep members informed of any new developments. Well, what does that mean? Because sometimes people want me to break things down, but that's okay. It keeps me making videos. Well, that means that you'll be reimbursed. That's it. Jay, what does that even mean? Well, when you're getting paid back via your TSP, when you finally retire, by the time you start collecting your money, you won't even notice the difference. They're just giving you a courtesy to let you know that they're dipping into your money. Now, if they didn't plan on paying you back, then that's something to worry about. But here's the kicker, before you guys go into this rant about why they're touching our money. When you go deposit money into the bank, now we talking big money. I'm not saying you guys are gonna do this, but if you ever walk into a bank and deposit, let's just say $500,000, and somebody behind you deposits $500,000 via a check, do you think that they have that kind of money or cash on hand? No, they don't. Because it's just insured by the bank. They have to do a little digging and until you come back when you pick stuff up. So it's not there, but it's there. If that makes any sense, it's not making it any better. But you can't blame the post office for this one. They didn't do this. They fighting to make sure that it doesn't harm us. And technically, it doesn't harm you directly. But, you know, for somebody that wants to go and dip in immediately and take a big loan off of their TSP, maybe the interest won't be there. I'm not really sure how to explain this, but it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. But that's just an update as far as this is concerned. Now, I wanted to answer, you know, a couple of the comments, couple comments. Yeah, we're gonna answer a couple comments. Try and get some of these people to understand some of the answers. And, you know, when I see a comment that I want to address, then I'll address it. Woo! Here goes. Question: does a new hired PSE within a 90-day probation required to ask permission from a lead clerk to take his or her lunch? Isn't it federal law that we are given a 30-minute lunch? Can someone enlighten me? Thank you. His next comment was, if you've been working straight 5 hours and you wanted lunch, but it's their crunch time, is it legal to say no for lunch? Is it a rule at the United States Postal Service? Well, this is touchy, because if you're a PSE, technically you don't have a set lunch hour. They don't. They can't work you, this is a tough one. They're not supposed to work you over 6 hours without a lunch break. Now, when that lunch break is, it all depends. If it's in the middle of quote unquote crunch time, it could be, you know, if there's a truck that's getting delivered, if I'm backing up to a dock and you are a PSE, and then all of a sudden you see I'm offloading my truck, but you need to scan the stuff in, you can't stop in the middle of scanning my stuff because you want to go on lunch. It doesn't work like that. If you are working at a window and you have a customer standing there that doesn't speak any English and it's taking you forever to mail an international package, and your lunch break was, you know, 1:30, but they take it forever, and usually it takes 4 or 5 minutes, but you know, now you're up to 15 minutes, you can't just stop in the middle of your, you know, customer and just walk away for lunch. So it's really technically a hit or miss with that. You handle your business and then you go take your lunch. But can they tell you when your lunch break is? Absolutely, especially within your 90 days. Now, I'm sure there's war stories that may be spoken about in the bottom about people not even getting a lunch for, you know, 8 hours, 10 hours, whatever it is. And technically, that's not legal. Post office gets away with a lot of stuff. I'm not saying it's right, but that's what happened. That's what you're in for at this place. Every place is different. Some have decent managers, some have heartless managers. It's just like anywhere we work in the country. So, to answer your question, legality-wise, yes, you are supposed to get a 30-minute lunch break and 2 15-minute breaks. Yes. At what specific time is dictated by management. That's the answer. So with that being said, Jay gotta go do what you already know. Y'all looking at my nips? Yeah, about to get the swell on, baby. This is JH, and we out.